Now let's assume that we want to, rebuild this entire page here because it's very thin in content. It probably has less than 1,000 words. If you were to copy all this text and drop it into a word counter, it says it's 500. I think that's a little rich, but we also know that we only have one section that talks about window cleaning. This doesn't tell me about the packages they include, why I should choose them, the benefits of working with them, the pricing, little stuff like that that really, helps convert users into buyers. And so what I want to do, or what I would do if you were working with me, and so you learn this, is you can use a tool like ChatGPT and tell it, build a content brief, which is basically a page outline for those that don't know, using this term here. And here's some page copy from competitor sites. Your job is to make a better page with a better structure. Make sure to include H1, H2s, etc. Right? I'm going to copy that, and now I'm going to give it some competitors that I really like. Okay, so I found two competitors that I liked. So these are basically their homepage, and this is just example purposes. We're going to copy all this here and say comp number 1, and I'm going to add like 3 little hashtags so the program knows that this is just extra information that it needs to take into account. And competitor 2, again, those 3 hyphens just means like, I'm giving you some information here so that you can use it. And you don't need to remember that, okay? So commercial services, you take that. I'm taking now the page copy that exists on this website that we want to optimize, for example. And I'm going to say this is you could say client site, or you could say this is my website, okay? Whoops. Okay, so it did a really good job for starters. Obviously, this is an example, so there's ways to improve it, but generally speaking, it included keywords in really, really prominent places. So we could see the page objective, create an engaging and conversion-focused landing page that highlights Ninja Window Cleaning's commercial window cleaning services in X area, emphasize professionalism, reliability, and superior results. It even tells us what kind of keywords to include here, which they're not even doing, so that's really impressive. The H1 to include, so like right here, like if we were to optimize that, boom, that's what that would look like, for example, right? And then we could start seeing, what to include for our header 2s. Like, for example, say this was the header 2, and let's say I was optimizing the site, then this is kind of like what it would look like, and then we could start seeing what to include underneath that header, right? Now we know we have an informed topic and section on what to write about. Same thing, right? The intro introduced, why they're important, attention to detail, etc. And then we could see the different headers that they've included here and how the content can be structured, get your free estimate, include testimonials, a frequently asked section, a fact section, internal link between other important service pages, include call to actions like get a free estimate, schedule the service, boom. And now you can just imagine, we had like 10 header ideas here, all these here, plus the H1, plus maybe like a pricing header potentially, right? And, other things like why choose us versus them. And you could just get some more ideas that way, but now okay, now we have more than 2 sections, and that's kind of how you optimize a page at a really basic level. But yeah, make sure you're using tools like ChatGPT. Check out the next